For this block, you'll need some fabric. These are the fabrics I have chosen for the first block. You won't need any more than a fat quarter of any of the fabrics. The greens, I've chosen 2 greens, 2 blues, and 2 purples, and a splash of yellow. You'll need a wooden box with a light source underneath. I use my light box all the time. I use it for every block that I do. Sometimes I use it to trace the entire design. Sometimes I just use it to put my background over, and I place my shapes. I don't trace them on. If you don't have a light box, that's fine. You can use the window. I know some people have a glass baking sheet that they set up with a light source underneath. It doesn't have to be fancy. But I do find most of the applique that I do, you will need a light box of some sort. So here's how I begin. I have taped my pattern right onto the light box. I take my background fabric. Now this block is going to finish 16 inches square. I always cut my background fabric a good 2 inches all the way around. So I have cut my squares for this 20 inches square. I've cut it 20 inches by 20 inches. So I'm just going to pin it on. So you can see, I don't know if you can see, but I've got lots of room in here. I cut my backgrounds bigger to allow for shrinkage during stitching, and also if it frays, I don't have to worry. And I just really like to cut my blocks down when I'm done. So here's my block. I'm now going to take my marker, and I'm just going to trace the stems for now. I'm going to turn my light box on. And now I can see everything that I'm going to trace. So for this block, I'm not going to trace any circles. That won't be necessary. That'll save me a lot of tracing. But I am going to trace the stems. And the reason I'm tracing the stems is some of the ends of the stems have angles on them. And I will be able to stitch those angles down when I'm actually stitching the block. I'll be able to follow the line to see where my angles are. So I'm just taking my marker and I'm just tracing each of the stems. Okay, so that's all my stems traced, and now I'm ready to start making some perfect circles.